workouts changed in the off season leading into a season from when you were a kid?
Well, at this point, just almost like a maintained, for the most part. Obviously, the body doesn't get any younger, so I can't squat as heavy anymore, or at all. But yeah, at this point, just trying to stay just healthy, and just again, it's all about the maintenance now.
How much do you work on flexibility as well?
Well, every day, pretty much. My routine is all about stretching, activation, if you can call it that way. So, yeah, it's been my routine for many years now. Obviously, helps me a lot to save, sometimes the puck. Obviously, less injuries, so that's a big factor too.
You've always been like a physically strong goalie. When you came to the league, that was your strength was a big part of your game. As you get older, you're lifting less and not lifting as heavy. How do you make adjustments for maybe some of the strength not being what it used to be?
Yeah, as you mentioned, when I came to the league, I used to play more outside the blue paint. I could have pushed from one corner to the other easily. I was fast enough to do that, strong enough. But now I have to again. Hockey changed a lot too over the years. Guys are much better, much faster. The game is faster. Sometimes it's hard to beat that pass. So that's why last few seasons I'm trying to be more, almost more compact and play more in the blue paint. So, and obviously what my workouts are about, not about pushing too hard, but as I already mentioned, main things, just work on things, that will help me in the game.
Over the course of the summer, when you're just thinking about the season, are you remembering certain games? Do you go through a lot of games in your mind about what went right, what went wrong? Do you do a lot of that replay?
Sure. Even if I don't want to, it's just a part of me that I hate. But it's always in my head. Especially the bad games. Good game is good game, whatever. Move on. Bad game, it's really almost punch in the mouth. So hard, tough to swallow. Yeah, I mean. Not mine, but obviously one goalie gave me an advice when I came to the league. You gotta have short memory. Good game, bad game, but I'm still struggle. If I have a bad game, to kind of let it go.
Vasi, you're one of a handful of goalies that still play 60 games a year. Feels like a lot of teams are intentionally not playing their goalies that way. Do you feel that workload benefits you?
Well, I guess. I mean, I love to play a lot. So at the end of the day, they pay me for it. So might as well play me a little bit more. And I mean, I just love it too. So I love the game. I'll play 82. They allow me to, but they probably will not. So, yeah, I know. Nowadays I see that coaches trying to play their main guys less than 60 games just to have them fresh for the playoffs. But, I mean, I guess it's an individual thing. It may work for some goalies, but some other goalies will need to play 60 plus games to feel comfortable in the playoffs. So.
Bazzi, you were one of the guys at the end of the year last year that really took that loss, hard, and saying that this team really needed to get back to the consistency and setting a higher standard. What do you guys need to do now that you have a whole off season? What do you have to do as a group to get over that hump and get back to where you guys belong?
Well, as you said, consistency is the main factor here. I don't know. I thought the regular season over the last few years we were pretty all right, but the playoffs was just a different story. I mean, obviously, it didn't help that we played like Stanley Cup champions 2 times in a row. But I mean, if you want to be the best, you have to be the best. But to start game 1 at home in front of our fans and get like shit kicked, that's not the way to do it. So, I mean, now I'll do my best to do my part, and the rest of the team we'll figure it out altogether. So.
Andrei, last year going into the season, there were big changes on the roster. Right? Stammer, Jake was here, LeBron and JJ. This year it's the opposite. It's maybe a couple of newer guys that aren't as prominent names. It's the difference in preparation. When you have familiarity with what the group was last year, which we expect it'll be to start this year, as compared to maybe bringing in a bunch of new guys and trying to get familiar with them.
Well, to be honest, didn't see what we signed before before like a few days ago when they all came. So I mean, during the season I'm trying to, but even during the season I kind of trying to stay away from hockey. Well, it's hard to do during the season because I'm playing hockey. But to me, you know what? Again, it's not a big factor to me. Either we have like half of the team, like a bunch of new guys, or we only sign like 1 or 2. It doesn't really matter to me. Like, I know my part, what I have to do, and I mean, don't get me wrong. It's always nice to have like a fresh blood on the team, but to me, it doesn't make any difference because my job will stay the same.
For the defensive core, right? It's basically the same.
Oh yeah, our defensive core is couldn't be happier with that. So we all have our big guns, not really sure. They're all there, so I'm happy with that. So.
Bassi, when you talk about, earlier you said, to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? And when you guys won those cups, you had to go through a lot of teams that, tough series that against teams that could have won the cup with a couple of breaks. And what is that fine line? Because like everyone says, that series wasn't with the Panthers wasn't that necessarily that different.
Have to learn how to score goals in overtime. I think that's the big one. So it's I already mentioned that, I think, last year and the year before. that our record in the playoffs is like overtime.
Yes.
No wonder we can't win. Obviously, the home record in the playoffs at home, terrible. In front of our fans, get a shit kick. One, I think, one game, probably 2 maybe, the last a few years, which is not good enough, I have to say. Terrible. So, I guess, again, consistency, discipline, I guess that's the final line. Sometimes you have to, play it simple instead of making like hero plays. But again, it's all, we'll work on it, and I hope we'll get the job done.
Vassy, last year you guys improved